I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Ropers. Please be seated. Let's check out the weather for this week.
Okay, Ropers. Today the weather is currently 36 with a low of 31 and sunny.
I hear it's going to get warmer.
I hope so. Up next in this morning news is the lunch menu. Today for lunch is a classic American cheeseburger and mini pizza rolls. What are you going to get, Carson Page?
I packed my lunch, but they both sound good. What are you going to get, Gus?
I'm going to get the mini pizza bagels.
Good morning, Ropers. I just want to announce that so far we have read 25,318,672 words. So you guys are doing awesome, reading lots of words. Keep reading, taking those AR quizzes. And if you like Gary Paulson or any of the survival books, I have a new book for you that you will probably love. So it's called Wild River by Rodman Philbrick. And in this story, Daniel Redmayne is fast asleep on the first night of a whitewater rafting trip when he's awoken by screams. The dam has failed. The river is surging and the camp will be underwater in a matter of moments. Daniel and his tripmates must get out of the ravine. As the shrieking roar of the river rushes closer, the kids scramble to higher ground. They make it, their counselors do not. Now, the 5 kids are on their own with barely any food or supplies in the middle of the Montana wilderness. Do they have what it takes to stay alive? Borrow this book from the library to find out. Have a great day, Ropers.
And I'm Gus.
We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow morning for some more Roper news. Stay tuned for a video to Black History Month. We apologize for the technical difficulties on Wednesday. You will be able to hear the video this time. We from JRES Roper News appreciate your patience.
And remember, Ropers, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
In recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay ourselves the highest tribute. One of the many timeless quotes from Thurgood Marshall. Baltimore, Maryland, 1908. Thurgood Marshall was born, destined to be great. His parents were working class, his grandfather a slave, and he was interested in the law at a young age. Cause his pop spent his free time at the courts. He watched court cases like a fan watches sport. And when they were done, he'd talk them over with his sons. You could say that's where Thurgood got his love of law from. At his high school, which by the way was segregated, Thurgood had good grades and he actively debated. And he also caused a little mischief, but his punishment really helped him out with his gift. When he caused problems, the school solution was that he recite parts of the Constitution. And by the time he graduated, he was rocking it. I mean, he had memorized the entire document. After college, he wanted to go to law school, but the University of Maryland said that was not cool. They rejected him just because of his skin. So at Howard University is where he would begin. To learn to use the law to fight for civil rights and justice for all. He worked for the NAACP, where he earned his first major legal victory. Murray versus Pearson, a man was denied entry to Maryland School of Law cause his skin wasn't white. And I bet Marshall had a smile on his face when he struck down the school's policy on segregation. Thurgood Marshall, a superhero the fight for civil rights and liberty for all. On the Supreme Court, he was the first black justice. Yeah. So everybody give it up, this is Thurgood Marshall, a superhero of the law. He led the fight for civil rights and liberty for all. On the Supreme Court, he was the first black justice. So everybody give it up, let's go. Next came the biggest case Marshall faced when he took on Brown versus Board of Education. Okay. See, the NAACP filed a suit on behalf of black families in Topeka, where children were forced to attend segregated schools that were basically condemned. And in '54, Marshall got the victory. Nationwide school segregation became history. This would be a catalyst for Thurgood. After years of work in LBJ said, hey, you're good. And with the president's support, Thurgood Marshall stepped up to the Supreme Court. As the first black justice ever, he made fighting for rights his major endeavor. Yeah. He supported rulings that upheld civil liberties and free speech because he was compelled. He served on the court for 24 years and over time became the only liberal amongst his peers. But his dissents were still intense and he stayed progressive his entire time on the bench. Yes, yes. When you see wrong or inequality or injustice, speak out, because this is your country. This is your democracy. Words from Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall, a superhero of the law. He led the fight for civil rights and liberty for all. On the Supreme Court, he was the first black justice. Yeah. So everybody give it up, this is Thurgood Marshall, a superhero of the law. He led the fight for civil rights and liberty for all. On the Supreme Court, he was the first black justice. Yeah. So everybody give it up, let's go. The measure of a country's greatness is its ability to retain compassion in times of crisis. Words from Thurgood.
Hi, thanks. Okay, I'm gonna go to the library and yeah, a lot of things to do, so I know I got here.